Nakita niyo yung intro na yun, umabot tayo hanggang second verse nung kanta. Kasi grabe! We have 6 games now! And good afternoon sa mga summoners natin, sa mga viewers natin ngayon. Welcome back here at the LCL Collegiate League 2016 Summer Term. We're gonna be your shoutcasters. Ako nga po pala, Shipumin1 Purana. And we have a guest mga kaibigan, the coach. Please introduce yourself, my man.
What is up, guys? This is Arctic of War Gods, La Liga
Oh my
Pilipinas,
God.
and super excited to be here. I'm literally shaking in anticipation.
We have Coach Arctic here putting more insights sa mga laro natin ngayon because what we have here is the finals, Conference Series finals natin ngayon. Syempre, sponsored by Smart. Wag na natin patagalin to. Guys, let's get into the drafting phase. LCL Collegiate League 2016 Summer Term. The series or the match between para sa pamantasang lungsod ng Maynila Knights versus University of Santo Tomas, Tele Tigers. Yan, Tele Tigers. So looking into the bands natin dito, Coach, what are your insights now?
Well,
That the bands are complete.
basically, for what I'm seeing, we're a few weeks in already for the Collegiate League. And basically, I guess it's much more of the teams already looking who they're up against and watching their previous games, looking into what champions these particular players excelled at. So for the side of PLM, Lissandra, one of those more flexible picks, and then you have the Graves, a very solid jumper.
Yes.
Doesn't matter how many patches back, but he's been really solid ever since his rework. And then we have the Swain as well. Ever since the Mage updates, has been doing absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, actually, hindi siguro naging sobra or sure na sure sa meta or parang there's a good limelight on Swain. Pero definitely, hindi rin yung mga tulad ng champions na napag-iwanan na definitely Swain is back in the scene. Okay, so continuing pa sa patch natin dito.
Yes, well, for the Victor, Zillion, Cassiopeia, well, you can definitely see that these are all pretty much targeted for the mid-laner pamantasan ng Lungsod ng Manila. So you have the Victor, who has recently made a comeback a few patches back. The Zillion, you don't necessarily see him in every single game, but when you do, he has a huge impact when played correctly. And the Cassiopeia as well with the mage up.
Zillion, siguro dahil there's a great diversity now in the mid lane because of Azir being removed. Pero ang naalala ko lang sa Zillion is kung meron mang good presence sa Zillion natin was on the Pro Gaming series. On Acclaim Empire X, like they beat rolling on the chop here there. I think I recall EXO also played that one on Mineski's side. True. Yeah, Zillion, pero yun nga, Cassiopeia. And now, continuing sa mga picks natin dito, what are your insights so far sa mga rotations natin?
Well, for the Ashe being locked in right away for pamantasan ng Lungsod ng Manila. So I'm guessing that they wanted to prioritize this because for the UST side, they have Raze, who has been one of the pro players before. And, I guess they just really wanted to take that away from him, especially since we know that Ashe has been really one of the dominant lead carries.
It's interesting nga yung comp nila dito. They have the Ashe, diba? So, if you want an Ashe, you would want a solid front line. It's a given that the second rotation would be the Shen being big. Pero i-prepare nilang jungle sa Ashe instead of we have a Gragas, ganun, or a Rek'Sai maybe, or even a Zac. We're gonna have a Kha'Zix now. So they're aiming for that carry jungler. You have to take note that we have a good jungler then para sa side ng University of Santo Tomas Tele Tigers, Sirius, not to mention yung iba pang presence ng kanilang star players like we have Raze there with the 441A, former pro player. We also have Uwomi, di ba?
Yes.
The support mula sa GTN. GT na team. Pero, ayan, we have for players to watch out dito sa pamantasan Luzon ng Maynila. You have to take note, pamantasan Luzon ng Maynila against University of Santo Tomas, naglaban na tong dalawa
Oh yeah?
sa Metro West Conference at natalo yung pamantasan Luzon ng Maynila. Yung kanilang mid laner is gonna be playing right now, okay? Kasi minsan nawawala siya, pero ngayon she's gonna be playing. She is gonna be playing. Yes, we have a female Pintale mid laner here. It's gonna be Pate now. Standing for the side of pamantasan Luzon ng Maynila. I wonder how will she stand against Mulier. Actually, the last pick here for PLM Knights, not yet been revealed. It's gonna be the mid laner. So, continuing sa insights natin dito sa mga compositions so far, again, sa mga rotations natin dito.
Well, for the Morgana here, well, they did put it up first, so that could be a flex pick. I mean,
yes.
you know, usually you'd think that Morgana, you'd see that Morgana as a support, but then you have teams like AEX suddenly
putting it in the
dishing
top
out.
lane, the mid
Exactly.
lane.
So, you know, as of recent, like, especially since, you know, I've been closely following the amateur scene, you know, we've been seeing really these extremely unorthodox picks lately. So, I couldn't really say.
Unorthodox off meta
really
is the new
crazy.
meta.
There we go, exactly. And you know,
Always-
I'm all about that.
That's the noise around the community right now.
Yes,
about the
exactly.
community. And yes, continuing.
And yes, well, we have the Zac, of course, you know, another one of the junglers that recently made a comeback. And as you mentioned, we have the Kazakhs.
Kha'Zix,
Oh
yes.
my goodness,
Oh,
the carry jump.
Ito, last pick now. They're hovering over the gangplank. So, we could see na yung kakulangan ngayon ng AoE damage dito. Yes, we have the Soul Shackles on Morgana, but that is set. Yung gusto natin yung AoE damage, talaga yung continuous AoE na DOT damage. So, that
Exactly.
gangplank. Kaya yung nagandahan talaga ng gangplank is the control of the team fight. Much like the Gragas ult. But, you know, Gragas ult works like a reset button or for pick-offs. Pero yung gangplank kasi talagang for engage team fight siya. Ay, pwede naman gamitin for kill.
Exactly.
Pero mas madalas, yung siya yung nilalagay mo sa backline. Yung escape route nung team, doon mo ilalagay yung cannon barrage.
There you
Diba?
go.
Actually, during our last cast on the GCA,
Exactly.
LoL Premier Tournament, there's a good amount of gangplank na nakita natin and they've been doing that strategy. You know, cannon barrage in the backline whenever tataas na yung teammates. And yes, it's gonna be locked in. Tele Tigers now having the gangplank for the top lane. The swaps will be made here. Of course, Pancho will make this will pick this arena for the mid lane. So, compositions naman dito, coach.
Yes.
What are your insights? Oh, who was the edge? Who was, you know, none?
Well, you know, at this point, I'm just completely blown away by what I've been seeing as of recent in the local Collegiate League. So, you know, looking at this, I guess it all comes down to who plays it correctly. You know, there's just so many games where, like, I assess compositions and, like, you could easily say, like, let's say PLM has the edge or UST has an edge. But then again, it all comes down to how they play it out inside the game. So, I really don't want to wait out as early as champs, like, because ultimately, once you hit the game, that's when you kind of can start weighing in, like, based on who makes the right movement,
Okay.
who really has the right win conditions going into the game.
Yan, okay. So, if you look naman well, sa composition natin dito, makikita natin na may skirmish oriented.
There we go.
Itong ating PLM Knights. Enter level 6, there's the spike, of course. A good set maybe from the arrow. Like, if you would want to focus on that bottom lane, lalo pa bottom lane turret has lesser resistance now. There's the first blood mechanic pagdating sa turret para hindi tayo, I think yung adjustment na nagkaroon ng first blood mechanic ang ating mga turrets because hindi naman talaga para alisin yung lane swap. Pwede pa rin naman yung lane swap. But the thing is, minsan kasi nagiging go-to strategy siya ng mga tao. So, yun, magkaroon ka ng first blood mechanic, hindi na yun, you don't have the assurance na when they pull off a lane swap, we go for a 4-man push. We also go for a 4-man push. If you don't manage to catch anyone, at least even trade pa rin. Pero ngayon, wala nang even trade pagdating dun sa mga lane swaps na lane swap scenario natin dito. Pero ayun nga, mas skirmish oriented ito, enter level 6, they have good kit to start snowballing their early game, enter mid game. Whereas para naman dito, this is a more like a team fight oriented. Dealing crazy. I'm sorry, akala ko kinukulang sila sa DOT. Pero there's also the misfortune pala kanina. So, having the misfortune bullet time ult, isama mo pa yung gangplank cannon barrage ult, there's gonna be a crazy amount of damage. So, pwedeng ilabas ng frontline itong Tele Tigers, pwede pang sa backline. Not to mention the hustle coming in from Sirius. Ako, evaluating these two compositions. If UST Tele Tigers prevented this composition of PLM Knights from snowballing their early game because they have the snowball potential enter early game, Tele Tigers has like the more formidable composition because of the gangplank, because of the Misfortune ult, and then from the Malzahar. Actually, Malzahar is a good pick against an Ari if you want to
That's
lock him, if you want to really just lock her down and and focus fire on him. Put in the Malzahar ult, then just follow up with the Dark Binding to deal a crazy amount of damage. And a crazy amount, sobrang tagal na CC and lockdown na for mobile champion. Much like for Ari. Pero kayo guys, sa mga manunood ngayon at sa mga nanunood ngayon, anong insights nyo? Sa palagay nyo, sino dito sa dalawang teams na to ang magbabagi? You have to take note, this is this is not yet this is a wild card match to. So hindi pa to kasi meron tayong mga series ngayon dito sa 6-game set natin na episode. We have finals na.
Right.
Those teams na magka-qualify na para sa top 12 mula sa 48 teams ng LoL Collegiate League. Pero ito wild card pa to. Kung sino manalo dito, will proceed sa Sunday for the wild card second seed or rather for the seed ng wildcard, second seed ng Metro West Conference. You have to take note background ng teams na to. PLM Knights.
Right.
Tinalo nila ang FEU. You're very familiar with Team FEU,
exactly.
right? Macrory, Kido.
Like you have these really like
very strong players,
exactly.
man. Old timers, like they made a name for themselves. I think hindi nga lang local scene eh.
Sure.
They managed to tag din the pro scene. So yan, sila Macrory, sila Kido. And PLM beat FEU. Ayun nga.
very interesting.
Yeah, kasi parang if you would think of a team, UST expected to win. UST is kind of expected to win. With the respect, actually, I would say na isa sa mga pinakaunang lugar sa bansa na nagkaroon ng League of Legends o nausang League of Legends sa may bandang UST yan. Diyan ang galing sila Astarte, sila Gideon, sila PYY, ganyan. So, ayun, parang parang yung establishment ng League of Legends dyan sa UST ay malaki na. So, parang isa sa mga malapit na school pa nakatapat ng UST, katapat na actually ng Guardians Morita, FEU. So yung culture ng League of Legends din doon, sobrang rich. Pero yun, natalo ng pamantas ang lungsod ng Maynila. So malapit din, na may bandang Manila City Hall din naman. Isang sakay.
It's kind of interesting that you mentioned that. I think it just goes to show that there's just so many upcoming talent in esports. You know, we already have these established names. Yeah. We actually see a lot of them, not only the PGS, but in the LCL as well. But then again, you also kind of
Intramuros
underestimate...
para PLM, Intramuros. And yes,
okay. So kind of Manila, all
yeah.
there we go. So like, yeah, as I was saying, like, we tend to underestimate the new bloods. But then again, these are the guys that eventually just are kind of up and coming, you know, you just don't see them coming, and when you do, these are people that you want to look out for.
And sa up and coming scene, actually madugo ngayon.
There we go.
Kasi sa PGS, yun nga, so much is at stake para sa PGS, you know, the player salary news. Rounds like, I think, 1,000 views, 1,000 shares na yung news about PGS giving players regular salaries, monthly salaries. So, there's the noise on the local scene na gusto talaga nila maka-qualify sa PGS. So I believe shoutouts kay Paolo. Shoutouts kay Paolo. Mukhang magiging madugo yung Piltovers finals natin dito. Not to mention, alam ko ang LoL Collegiate League, yung champion ng LoL Collegiate League, may seed din para sa PGS promotionals. So this is one of your roads technically to PGS, to Pro Gaming Series. So every win counts. Alam naman natin yun. Of course, we learn, we grow, we develop our skills inside the Summoner's League. That's what matters. That's why we always tend to say na okay lang kahit matalo, ganyan, may makukuha ka pa rin. Bali, parang yun yung pwede mong gamitan para manalo. Pero ang aim pa rin talaga natin is para manalo. You know, that really satisfying feeling of seeing the victory screen.
Especially like when you know that you worked really hard to get where you're at right now, and it just makes it all the more
something heavy at stake. Something heavy at stake, diba? So ayan, a big shout out sa mga summoners natin na nagsisikap yung panalo yung mga games nila. Kahit ilang toxic pa yan, kahit ilang mga mahihina pang mga makalaban nyo, gagaling din yan, gagaling din kayo. Sabay-sabay tayo, sama-sama tayo dito. And again, this is LoL Collegiate League 2016 Summer Term, sponsored by Smart, your shoutcaster, Shinbu, and of course, Arctic. We're just gonna wait out for our game to load out into the Summoner's League. Pero ayun guys, sino sa palagay mo? Ikaw, I mean, in setting aside the compositions, pakiramdaman mo lang. Or siguro based on the name of the school, sino sa palagay mo gusto? Sino ang bet mong manalo dito?
Well, you know, no bias.
No bias.
I
mean, bet lang. Talagang ano lang. Parang trip mo lang sagutin.
You know, I've always been a fan of Reese ever since he was in the Pro Gaming Series. So, I'm kind of leaning towards UST, but then again, like I was saying earlier, like these people suddenly popping up. So, I definitely like to see PLM kind of, I'd say, slightly the underdog in this game, but that's kind of what I always lean towards for, because like ever since I was starting in esports, I was always leaning towards these underdogs making a big splash.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Who knows? Who knows? Ayun nga. So if you're for UST, actually sa UST din ako. Pero because of the idea that PLM beat FEU,
Yeah.
and I have like sobrang taas na respeto para sa FEU because of the skill level ng team nila, yung talent pool ng team nila sa FEU, sa Tamarors, veteran of the LCL, at natalo sila ng PLM. Maybe something is there dito sa may pangatas ang lungsod ng Manila. New team. And ano yan kill lang med school yan.
Oh, you really?
PLM, naalala ko na padana ko dyan. May sinamahan ako para mag-apply.
Oh, I see.
Ayan, so sa mga gusto mag-aaral ng med, di ba? Pero naman PLM. Pero UST, man. Di ba? Alam mo, when it comes to med school, is sa mga established na schools din, UST din.
That's true, yes.
When it comes to nursing, dami kaya nursing. Ang alam ko, yung may exam dyan para maging med student ka.
Oh, yeah.
Kalimutan ko na yung exam na yan. Pero may exam doon na sa UST ginanap.
Right.
If ever gusto mong mag-med, diba? Then you're gonna have your pre-med na course. Tapos med na. Pero you still need to take that exam. Kalimutan ko lang.
Oh,
Kalimutan ko. Pero it was done on UST. So I saw those aspiring people who want to become doctors and medical professionals. Ayan. Minsan nakakatawa kasi napapansin ko there's a good amount of players na nasa iCafe, tas naka-uniform pa. Naka-nursing uniform pa, tas maglalaro sa iCafe. Diba?
And like, I guess it just goes to show na even though you're playing, and basta as long as you have the inspiration to pursue education talaga, then why not balance both?
Yeah, it's a matter of balance. Play and fun, diba? Play hard, work hard. I mean, kung parang it makes you dull if you don't play, di ba? It makes you dull if you don't play. And what else is there if you keep on toiling hard? Then you don't enjoy kung ano yung ginagawa mo rin, di ba? So, you know, League of Legends, alam na natin yan. Like, sometimes people treat League of Legends as a form of an escape. Pero tingnan natin, how will Emil escape this one? He gets the Dark Binding. Is he AFK? Dishas just gets collapsed on. Opens up for the first blood for the rest of team of Tele Tigers. University of Santo Tomas, let's make the rundown. Coach Arctic, let's do this.
For the side of Pamantasan ng Lungsod ng Mali in the top lane, we have Ray on the Shen. In the jungle, we have Jay on the Kazakhs. In the mid lane, we have Patty on the Ari. And to sum up our wonderful bot lane, we have Emil on the Ashe and Irvin on the Janna.
Meanwhile, on the red side, we have University of Santo Tomas Tele Tigers. In the top lane, we have the King on Gangplank. In the jungle, it's gonna be a serious Zach. And for the mid lane, we have Moliere on that Malzahar. And for the bottom duo, it's gonna be Raze on that Misfortune ADC. And Moomi on that Morgana support.
Yeah, I like the sneaky moves from that first blood there. You know, that's just kind of the action that you'd expect from US.
Classic patting yun eh. Like, of course, taking a first blood bago pa lumabas yung bago pa lumabas yung minions, Summoner's Rift. It's the chances of taking a first blood is close to nil. Okay? Especially if you want to just, you know, pick off someone from the enemy team, tapos naka-group up pa kayo. Although na mas group up kayo, mas madali kayo actually matrace. And isa sa mga magandang patting, enter, oh my god, mukhang todo, palitan, combo tayo dito sa bottom lane, pero no flash will be burned. Emil though receives another Dark Binding, gets a good amount of punishment mula kay Raze. One flash sana ang makakuha na execute doon, pero masyadong risky, you know, for a clutch Howling Gale. Baka si Raze pa yung mapunish na dito. Pero tingnan natin, you could see Sirius, he's not wasting any time. There's gonna be a gank being done here over the bottom lane. Pero look at the mid lane, Space Ace being used onto Pata. He gets the execute now, Malzahar. That is Moliere for some flash out mula kay Uomi. And a 3v2 trade up, still no casualty will be done here over the bottom lane.
Grabe, as in like, we're not even 3 minutes in the game and we're just seeing tons of action in the bot lane and the mid lane.
And going back nga, sinasabi ko, sa patting, kung ikaw yung red team, ang bilis maglakad, diretso bottom lane lang. Like on a straight line, and go to the first brush na may mataas na chance, relatively compared to the other brushes, na pwede mong mahuli isang crucial target, ADC o support, which is yung tri-brush.
Right.
Yan, dito sa may blue side, dito sa bandang bottom lane. And that's what happened onto Emil. So, traditional technique siya. I think pinull off yun ng Pacific Esports the other. Madalas ko nakikita nung hindi pa masyado pansin yung ganung strategy is Pacific Esports. Like, sige, diretso tayo bottom lane. Malay natin, makita natin yung bottom duo dun sa Tri-Brush. Anong laban ng dalawa against sa 5.
Exactly, and look at PLM. Emil's a little bit low on health. They're trying to hold off for as long as he can to try to get a little bit of CS, try to hopefully get a little bit of life steal to maintain his stay in the lane. You know, they at this point, like, Pamantasan ng Lungsod ng Manila really doesn't want to be in a position where they find themselves a bit behind, especially with that 0-2 score going on for University.
Nako, Dark Binding na naman kay Emil. Emil has no flash. Emil will kiss the ground. Umi will try to trade up now. No, rather Irvin force Raze to flash or use his flash. There's a good amount of damage na nanggagaling mula kay Irvin on the Janna. Lalo pa kung yung may Janna ay may hawak na Eye of the Storm. And you know to watch out for Teletigers.
Exactly.
Yung mga formidable players sila. Raze and Sirius.
Oh yeah.
Interestingly, yung ginagamit nilang picks ngayon, Zac and Miss Fortune, ito rin yung combong ginamit nila nung tinalo nila yung Telasal.
Oh, so this is more of a signature that we're seeing from UST.
Oh, and wow, so there's gonna be a gank here. Being pulled up by Jay, I recall the first Shoutcaster na naka-paired up with GG Spear. That is Shoutcaster Jay. But of course, falling under turret, he won't survive. Kha'Zix is just too squishy, so that's gonna be a 1-for-1 jungler for the support. But we have 1-4 now, all in favor of Teletigers.
In all fairness though, like, despite Pamantasan ng Lungsod ng Manila kind of still coming out a bit short there, I kind of liked how the timing of the Howling Gale from the Janna guaranteed that at least he didn't add more casualty to their side.
At yun ngayon, Danger, kaya hindi basta-basta nagpa-flash in si Raze doon kay Emil kanina. Kasi isang clutch Howling Gale talaga, surely matatalo ka sa trade-off.
Exactly.
Emil is just 1 hit away. Raze is just 2 hits away. Pero kung Raze will be receiving a point blank Howling Gale, yung madedelay yung 1 hit niya. So, that's gonna be a trade-up mula kay Irvin and Emil na napakasakit for Raze to, you know, to just encounter. And going back naman sa mid lane natin, discussing the mid lane, interestingly, Pate here, female fatality player, mid lane from PLM, is a tier 6 mastery.
Really now for the Ari.
Level 6 mastery for the Ari. So let's see how will that be played out. Pero Moliere will flash in. Will the combo be enough? Masyadong malaking damage na kagaling mula dito sa Void Links, and that's 1 kill once again being done there by Moliere onto PLM's mid laner Pate.
Very beautifully played by Moliere there. And you know, those are just
beautiful
kind of
plays.
There we go. And those are the kind of things that you want to happen, you know. You really want to try to get ahead in terms of level. And the timing of making it to level 6 by Malzar, beautifully played.
What role do you play, Coach?
I personally play support, you know, ever since I started.
Nautilus.
Yes, there we go.
Okay, so may exhaust dito being done onto Jay, but of course, the Void Spike will put the slow onto Omi, and Raze will get punished here too. That's 4 members, kasama pa yung X-Gun, bashing down here by Ray, putting the ult now onto this bottom lane. They're gonna have an easy peeking if they want to take on this Ocean Drake.
Well, you know, that's just kind of the phase that Pamantasan ng Lungsod ng Manila really needed. Like, they having the Shen at level 6, you know, really grants them that extra global support from the Shen. So, again, I guess this is kind of the part where I guess we'll see Pamantasan ng Lungsod ng Manila kind of even out the scoreboard here from here on out.
Yeah, tsaka, when it comes to pre-level 6 skirmishes, I think it's leaning more para sa Pamantasan Lungsod.
Exactly.
Yeah, kasi scaling champs yung meron tayo dito para sa Teletigers. In terms of composition, I'm leaning for Teletigers.
Yes.
I mean, overall composition pagdating sa teamfight or 5v5 stack. Pero pagdating sa skirmish, mas may kit dito. Yung Knights. And ayun, ang problema lang kasi, kaya rin nangyayari kasi dito is Martin, yung dating ADC ng PLM.
Right.
Compared to the current ADC ngayon ng PLM, itong si Emil. Kasi dati guys, yung ADC ng PLM Knights ay si Martin, yung captain nila.
I see.
Ang problema, he cannot play right now kasi naban. Ayun. So, naban siya. Ayun. So, Emil has to sub at hindi main ni Emil ang ADC position. Of course, that's not an excuse given the competitive, pero that definitely manifests itself dito sa larong to.
And I think, you know, especially this is such a crucial match, you know. We're in the wild cards, this is pretty much do or die.
Do or die talaga.
This is just a position where no team really wants to lose at this point, or else it's just
you want to secure the odds. As much as possible, you want to have your real ADC talaga. Pero I'm sure naman, Emil will do his best on this one. Scale, maybe pull up a tower hug, ganon. Kasi Ash, if you go passive on Ash, you won't lose in CS that much.
There we go.
Yeah, kasi just let your Ash farm talaga. Classic ADC si Ash eh. Let your Ash farm to the point na she has enough items that even the tanks cannot withstand her damage.
Exactly.
Yes, Shredder Shredder ADC to eh, si Ash. Good thing, pinik ni Emil. Itong call, you know? Going for that more passive bottom lane. Pero may call din. Si Raze natin dito. Looking into the itemizations of the mid laner. You can see that one item ahead ngayon. Si Moliere against Pate. Pate though has the Spirit Rush. So, good gauge. Will, you know, allow... Yes?
I actually find it interesting at the same time. Like, if you look at the CS for the top lane, like, especially considering that the Shen was kind of out of lane earlier by responding to the bot lane, especially plus the fact that UST King is on this Gangplank, I'm kind of surprised to see that the Gangplank is falling a little bit behind in CS here for the first few minutes of the game.
Shen was out of the lane, huh?
Exactly.
For a time compared to Gangplank. So this is very interesting. Pero will this be interesting? The engage here on the top lane. That is, oh, Ray! Ipagmamalaki ang badge kahit matutumba na. That's how we do it. Pinoy style. Pinoy style, get gank top lane. And that's gonna be one pick. Like,
I guess that kind of makes up for the fact wherein I was saying that the Gangplank was kind of lagging in a bit of CS earlier, but that kind of made up for it.
Yeah. And you can see the humor.
Exactly.
The Pinoy humor here na. Pero kahit mamamatay na, ipapakita mo pa rin yung badge mastery mo. Ano masama? Pinaghirapan nila yan.
Exactly.
Ako, ilang games yung kinailangan para ma-unlock mo yung
right
level
there
6 mastery na yan o level 7 mastery na yan. Kahit ako, hanggat pwede ko pindutin yung control 6, i-spam ko yan.
Oh, gosh.
Pudpud na yung control 6 mo.
Exactly. You know, if you work hard for it, why not?
Why not? Flaunt it. Hindi ka na nag-i-skill, puro ka na lang level 6. Puro ka na lang spam nung mastery grade mo, nung mastery levels mo. Hopefully, there's gonna be updates pa dyan eh, sa mastery system na yan. Ayun, and by the way guys, sa mga viewers natin ngayon, nakuha nyo na ba yung mga augment cachets nyo?
Oh, yes.
May libre kayong doon may mga libre kayong skin shard doon because of the Project Disruption promo that is up right now. Simply, paano kayo makakuha ng libreng boxes or parang Hextech boxes siya, pero ang name niya talaga is augment cachets. So, you just need to purchase the weapon icons ng mga bagong project skins. Nandun yan sa shop. It can be purchased using IP. 750 IP each. So, per summoner icon, you can get an augment cachet. Ayan.
Yes. And here we go, 3 and 6 on the scoreboard. Again, earlier we were kind of talking about the University of Santo Tomas going aggressive early game. But then again, we had that bot lane gank and response from the Shen earlier that kind of tilted a bit. Going back. Whoa, but hold that thought.
Forcing things too much here over this mid lane, this bottom lane rather. Like, nilagay nila yung exhaust kahit naka-black shield pa si Miss Fortune doon. I think merong miscalculation. Okay sana yung engage. Like, ang iniisip siguro ni Irvin, by the time na wala na yung black shield, up pa rin yung exhaust. And that will open up for an arrow initiate. Pero ito, once again, here comes Pate, or rather, here they come for Pate. Bigla ditong binakapan ni Ray, mga kaibigan. It's not Jay pala. Si Ray.
Oh, okay. Ray and Jay.
May Jay ba?
Yes, they have Ray in the top lane.
Jay. Oh, tama. Natatanda ko talaga sa Jay, Shoutcaster Jay. Are you familiar with Shoutcaster Jay?
I've been hearing about him, but I'm not exactly
familiar.
He's
The Shoutcaster na after Kajo and Gigi Spear, ang naging madalas na partner ni Spear na si Shoutcaster Jay. So, kasama si GM Rob, and actually si Neme din na yan. Shoutcaster na yan.
So one of the first Shoutcasters.
Yung mga, madalas dito sa ating stream.
There we go.
The early days ng ating stream. So let's see, another re-engage here. You have to take note. Raze has no flash this time, and here comes Jay. Camping this bottom lane. Oh, so hard. Walas tag! Kay Raze, pero no, it's gonna be Irvin being punished pa ni Raze. Nakuha pa ni Raze yung last hit na yun. And that's gonna be PLM getting punished for their aggression.
Oh my goodness, you know, looking at, as you said earlier, like Emil isn't technically the main AD carry for this game, and at the same time, for the side of UST, Raze is one of those players that you don't want to really get fed for UST. So it's kind of a really delicate situation that we're having here in the bot lane for, well, technically for UST, it's kind of an advantage because you have that star player Raze on the Imperial, and then you have Emil that's kind of filling in right now for PLM.
Oh, and you know, if you don't want to, yun nga yung ayaw nyo na mangyari na lang. Nangyayari ngayon, Rice is sitting on the 3-1-1 KDA, man.
Exactly.
3-1-1 KDA. Muller sitting on 2-0-0. This is like one of the, I think this is the first episode ng LCL,
Yes.
PLM, tsaka UST.
Episode. There we go.
And with UST kind of getting the edge now against PLM. You have to take note, ha? You have to take note. Raze has been rolling that Morgana Misfortune combo. So sanay na sila gamitin yan. Kahit anong camp pa yung ginagawa ngayon ni Jay, no, Tibos is getting turned pa against them.
Yes. Very interesting. Hold that thought. Oh my goodness. Lots of action. A little bit of action here in the top lane being traded between King and Ray.
Yeah. Alam mo, yung top lane natin, this is like a clash of otaku fans.
Really?
Yeah, man.
In what sense?
Kasi Shen is a ninja, whereas Gangplank is a pirate.
Okay.
So, you know, we have
okay. I see where you're
two big fan base collapsing in the top lane. Naruto fans and One Piece fans.
There we go.
Sadly, Bleach magwawakas na on a low note.
I like that. I like that
Sorry.
segue you did there.
And you know, there's one pick over the top lane. It's gonna be King being dethroned now after that gank, a 2v1 done by Jay. Jay has been very on point with his ganks, I would say. Commendable play for the Kha'Zix.
Oh my goodness. And like, look at now, 4 and 7 on the scoreboard. I mean, Pamantasan ng Lungsod ng Manila is kind of doing a good job at making sure that they don't make the lead that UST has like go by too much. But then again, University of Santo Tomas has really been bringing on the aggression. I'm just loving how they're playing this game so far. And you know, Pamantasan ng Lungsod ng Manila really has to step it up at this point.
Yeah, and this bottom lane is being punished so hard. It's very clear the instruction here by PLM. PLM, ang inisip dito ay, pre, hindi ko main itong ADC Ash. I-baby mo kami, sabi kay Jay.
Exactly.
Lalo pa, good target din si Raze of kung meron kang gustong player na gawing behind against the side of UST. It's gonna be Raze, this bottom lane. Pero ayun nga, nagiging disaster yung gang. So maybe Jay decided to just go for other lanes. Let's just go for the top lane. Let's snowball this Shen and put Gangplank behind. Whereas maybe the instruction for the mid lane is hahayaan na lang muna natin si Pate on this Ari. But right now, it's very clear how Molière is decimating this mid lane against PLM Pate.
Exactly, and if you think about it, like, as a jungler, you kind of want to, it's either you're going to babysit the lane that you want to make sure carries in the late game, or you want to go for, in this case, like, since what Jay is doing at this point, knowing that the mid lane and the bot lane is kind of struggling, is to go for the lane which has the most potential success to kind of carry in the mid and late game. But then again, this is a Shen that's in the top lane, so you don't really have as much carry potential as supposedly by making sure that the mid lane or the bot lane is fed. So I think PLM is kind of going to have a bit of a hard time unless we see a few slip-ups coming from UST.
Yes, man. So let's see what are the adjustments na pwedeng gawin ngayon ng PLM Knights. You have to take note kung yung presence pa rin nila for skirmishers is there. The scaling na hinahanap ng Tele Tigers, even though they're getting accelerated on that point, they're not yet on that point. So, given the proper positioning, given the proper team fights, 5v5 stack, hindi pa siya advised na to be prevented for PLM. They can still win that team fight. Kaya lang, execution talaga. They have to execute properly. Especially they have the Shen. They have the element of surprise. Nakakatuwa nga yung concept talaga ni Shen eh. Ninja has, you know, a ninja with the element of surprise.
Yes.
Pero supportive surprise.
There we go.
hindi yung murderous surprise na, diba saan ka makakita ng ninja na tank?
Exactly.
Ninja na front line.
It's kind of counterintuitive.
Oh, parang si Naruto, ninja na maingay. And look at his bottom lane. Dalawa na bigla nawala dahil sa matibay. Now, 4 members will collapse onto this first turn that will go down over the bottom lane. This is UST's Tele Tigers destroying the outer bottom lane turret of PLM Knights. Bottom lane or bottom duo. That's gonna unlock a big chunk of the map, especially that the mid lane. The mid lane outer turret. Yun na nga. Then recently, the bottom lane outer turret is now gone. They could lay as many wards as possible dito sa red side jungle ng PLM Knights.
Right, and you can just feel the bloodlust coming from UST. They're just really in it to win it. And at this point, PLM has to really step it up because, like, 4 and 11 on the scoreboard, that's just not a position that you want to be in. And especially considering the comp of PLM, they really need to find a way to get back into this game. Otherwise, UST needs to keep continue to crush it and crush it and crush it.
Yeah, man. And, well, to give credit for PLM, they're facing an ex-champion.
That's true.
They're facing an ex-champion. UST Tigers is the champion of LoL Collegiate League 2015.
Yes.
Summer term? Tama, no? Kasi yung 2016 spring, all fu.
There we go.
Oh,
That's
tapos yun, yung recent, UST versus ano yun eh? Versus PUP. And
I see.
interestingly, bakit walang PUP ngayon sa LCL is because tinalo sila ng PLM Knights sa qualifier.
Oh
So,
my goodness. So we're kind of seeing the
actually,
vanquishers.
pag inobserbahan nyo mabuti kung sinong nakatalo ng kanino o ng kahit sino, sa game of rock, paper, scissors, and petal pen and erasers, as in,
It's actually a fair
we have one story slug kanina na parang yung team na tinalo nung kabila nakatalo sa kanila din. Ganun. So parang wala rin. Parang hindi siya good basis, but look at that pick over the top lane.
Oh my
Kailan
goodness,
pa natin maulit to si Raze? Kailan ba? Misfortune yan! I-mobile na champion yan
Long
Pero,
with Garena. Oh my
man,
goodness.
still, the thought won't connect talaga. And that's the problem right now. Raze, sitting on a 6-1-2 KDA. Something big is about to collapse over this top lane. Tingnan natin daw. Nako, sinasayawan ni Molgir. There's the taunt in the gitna. Neto ni Molgir plus the zeros. Nobody receive para silang UST receives the CC. Even the Enchanted Crystal Arrow na gamitan ng Black Shield and Emil. Oh my God, Champoy! Biglang tinalo na ni Sirius dito. Let's bounce out, sabi niya. That's 1-for-1 exchange though. As finally, parang Ariel, Raze gets shut down.
Oh my goodness. Again, this could have potentially been something that PLM could have capitalized on a little bit, but then again, they were only able to get one kill. Although sure, it's Raze, which is one of the high priority targets considering his lead right now. But then again, it's not really still. It's kind of UST.
It's not that clean kasi kaya nakakuha lang ng one kill dun yung PLM. Force engage.
There we go.
Ang ginawa, force engage ang ginawa doon ng UST dun sa top lane outer. If it's a clean 5v5 stack nga, baka there's a good chance na ang nanalo pa sa UST. At hindi yun 1-for-1. Hindi naiwanan si Raze. Nakita natin, ang laki nung ininvest ng UST sa backline. To the point na parang naiwanan na si Raze dito. Pero,
in all fairness though, like, if you kind of look at what both teams got out of it, like sure they got a kill, PLM got a kill onto Raze, but for the side of UST, they were able to get a kill off one member of PLM, and at the same time they were able to take a top tower from that clash. So 5 and 12 on the scoreboard, heavily, slightly tilting in favor of UST. I'm still looking forward to see what PLM could potentially pull out of the bag.
You have to give credit for PLM na sila yung team na nakatalo sa FEU. You have to take note of that. Hindi biro yan.
Exactly.
And this is anybody's game still. Even if you could clearly say that Tigers has the lead. Not enough, actually, to close the game. Not enough. Even if it comes to snowballing, hindi pa rin. You cannot 100% say that. Pero, ayan, anybody's game nga.
Yes.
So, right now, all the more na lumalapit itong UST Tigers sa base ng PLM Knights, all the more na mas mahirap or mas force ka na gumawa ng play against PLM Knights.
Yes.
So doon, yun yung window of opportunity kung saan pwede mag-capitalize itong PLM Knights. If look into the itemization, you can see na clear yung lamang dito ng Tigers. Siguro, hanap tayo ng clear points na pwede makabalik yung PLM Knights.
I think they just really have to avoid those really messy clashes.
Yeah.
At the same time, just kind of wait for the other carries to try to kind of get back into the game, like farm up a bit. Just try not to get picked off by the members.
Etong isa ko nakikita scenario, evaluating the itemizations and KDAs ng PLM Knights. One option is have a configuration na napaka-safe, magta-tunnel vision yung UST Tigers kay Ash, kay Emil.
Yes.
To the point na ma-isolate si Raze. At pwede maka-pick off dito si Jay. Kasi Jayo is sitting on a 4-1-1 KDA and one combo now being used there by UST. There's a flash though being burned. Pero nakikita natin that UST is steadily setting foot in the base ng PLM Knights. And Jay is just in the distance. Yun nga, hindi siya nagpapakita. He's not giving up his position away. Pero I think there's gonna be an engage now. And I think UST Tigers managed to saw Jay now. He is in the backline. At ayun nga, ayun ang kailangan bantayan ng UST Tigers. Or ayun ang pwedeng gawin ng PLM Knights. I-bait yung apat nila ng maayos habang ang magki-clean up ay si Jay.
Exactly.
And hopefully, hindi ka agad maka-response pabalik sa backline. Itong members ng Tele Tigers if ever pumasok si Jay for the assassination.
Exactly. In this case, as you were saying, looking at the overall strategy that you give, it's kind of like a mind game that PLM has to play against UST, wherein, I guess in a way, at this point in the game, 5 and 12 on the scoreboard, as I said, UST is looking pretty good here, but it's kind of like a mind game where you kind of want UST to keep on sticking to the same strats, like, you know, the usual going all in, and as you said, Kha'Zix could be the key here for PLM to kind of make a turnaround. Looking at 4-1-1, looking pretty good for the side of PLM.
And if we want to say na this is anybody's game, pero pag 5v5 stack or 5v5 clash, Tele Tigers will win in my opinion na. Kasi right now, complete yung kits nila. Nakikita mo na napaka-formidable nung combo na Miss Fortune ult kasama yung Soul Shackles ni Morgana. Yun pa lang, yun pa lang.
Exactly.
Paano pa kung may Gangplank ult?
Like, look,
Kung may Gangplank ult pa.
there you go. And then you have all the CC coming in from Zach. You have the hold coming in from Alzhar. You know, it's just that huge wombo combo from USD. Like, and for me, it's kind of flexible because you have the CC, you have somewhat of a hold. So I kind of like how USD composes composition as the side of the hold.
Okay, so there's one jump now being used and also a crucial cooldown na ginamit dito. Cannon Barrage is now on cooldown that only shreds a few health mula kay Irvin, not the best target pa, you know, to burst because that's the support. And that's gonna be a teleport alive now mula kay Ray, even the Stand United. But they won't risk PLM still, even with the cooldowns down. Para dito sa UST Tele Tigers, hindi pa rin sila lalapit para sa Ocean Drake. So that's a successful objective being completed here by UST Tele Tigers. Pero, you know, Ray will settle for exchanging that with the turret.
But then again, at this point, you know, Dragon is just kind of one of those things that you could really amplify the lead that UST has. Like, sure, they get a tower out of it, but looking at the lead that UST has, they really need to try to get more out of those trades at this point. Otherwise, PLM is just gonna continue to they're just gonna continue to hurt.
Actually, yun din, continue to hurt. Plus, ginamit yung Stand United para lang mas maikli ang teleport.
Yeah,
And baka kailangan nila ng respond dito sa mid lane. But that just puts Shen on his base. Actually, after na mag-Stand United sa mid lane, nag-recall siya. So, sana may element of surprise. Like for this case, kung magpa-flank dito yung UST, alam nila na wala yung Stand United dito ni Shen. So, they're gonna go all in on this one. Pero that is a 2v3. PLM Pate now, napag-iwanan, receives the ult from Malzahar. They're gonna get zoned out dito ng Monsoon. Nobody will receive the taunt once again. Pero Emil, he's receiving the Space Age and the damage plus a Voidling down the shutdown now. Mula kay Emil, managed to kill Moliere. And it's gonna be serious now. You know, being killed here over this blue side jungle. Tries to go for the chase on si Pare. Teleport naman gagaling naman para kay King. This is a messy fight done here by UST. Being complacent maybe, but they have the bottom duo over this bottom lane. That time, that clash has bought them, managed to destroy a bottom lane inhibitor.
In a way, like, yeah, we're kind of seeing that, sure, PLM was able to get those kills, but again, and that was kind of very well played by UST in the sense that by sacrificing Zac, by sacrificing the Malzahar from that clash in the mid lane, they were able to take that turret and the inhibitor in the bot lane. So, kind of like, again, since PLM isn't in a position to kind of respond to both, like, it's kind of weighing in what you could get out of that. And it just so happened that that clash in the mid lane happened right before Raze and Wumi was able to get that heavy push in the bot.
Ito, dahil nag-recall lang si Raze, kaya hindi niya kasama si Uwomi. Pero pansin ko lang kay Uwomi, never niya iniwanan si Raze. And that's gonna be one flash. And Jay! This is just willing to go at it. Gets the Soul Shackles. Execute mula kay Uwomi. But still, you know, it's a good trade maybe.
Yeah.
Nawala yung Gangplank. At least, di ba? Tapos yung kill napunta sa support. So, maybe okay lang yon, especially when you're playing from behind.
Exactly.
Mas madali manghila pababa kaysa manghila ng nasa baba. Kasi bakit mo hihilahin yung nasa baba?
I think that's exactly what PLM needs. They just need to kind of get these small trade-offs, just and at the same time make sure that UST doesn't really get any further leads at this point. Like, just kind of capitalize on the small victories and hopefully make your way back to get an even field for both sides.
On top of that 7-kill lead here by UST Teletigers, they are now pulling off a siege with initiate being done by Sirius, pero they don't have the minion. An arrow once again mula kay Emil, not the best arrow to see for this game. Pero ayun, nahihirapan yung UST Teletigers dito because of the pill na pwedeng gawin ng isang Janna and the sustain. The sustain na nagagawa ng shield rather dito ng Eye of the Storm. Once again, mula kay Janna. So one objective you would want to take may be the Baron. Pero you could see, look at the crazy damage na magagaling mula doon sa Gangplank. Ult, pinirap dito with a bullet. Simon gets the kill now on Emil. Wala na rin si Jay dito. Wala na silang damage dito. Pache will be the triple kill para sa kamay ni Raze. One flash of si Omi as he tanks the chariot. He gets the trade up mula dito, but you could see mula kay Raze, I think they're trying to open up a Pentacle. Pentacle mga pre, habol si Raze. Initiate mula kay Sirius. They're still going for the Jace. No, they won't. They're gonna give up the Pentakill. It's a quadra kill for Raze. A 4-for-1 exchange and could be the game. As Yomi will kiss the ground as UST Teletigers will collapse onto this inhibitor and also to the Nexus Chariot. I think this is the game.
I believe so. My goodness. Raze, an absolute monster on this Misfortune, and the tandem that they have in this squad lane, I just gotta hand it to them. This is very beautiful play by UST. And in all fairness to PLM as well, they really tried their hardest going up against UST.
Yeah, eto na, walang girahan na to, pero actually pwede na lang nilang i-focus yung Nexus Chariot. They want to make sure that they qualify as much as possible. This is a wildcard match they cannot afford to lose, and that is PLM's adventure being concluded here at LCL. Congratulations for UST Teletigers.
Yes.
They're still at it. One of the big 4 schools, di ba? Yung mga kinikilala ang formidable schools dito sa LCL. Kasi alam nyo guys, dami nang na-eliminate. Na-eliminate na ang na-eliminate De La Salle, na-eliminate ang UPD, na-eliminate ng FEU. We still have USTs, maybe. Mga old-timers natin. But we still have UI, we still have Photo. But looking to the endgame screen here, Coach, anong nangyari?
Well, it's just UST. I think it's more of the experience that UST has going into this game. You know, PLM, you can kind of see the slight inexperience. And I guess probably it really hurt them that their main ADC wasn't there, and I believe, was this a sub as well for them?
Yeah.
So there were just many factors not going in their favor.
So
But still, I gotta hand it to them. They really tried their hardest.
Very clean win actually done by UST.
True.
Yeah. There are a few team fights na parang complacent sila. Na finorce nila.
Yes.
Pero they have the lead. Why
Yeah.
not? They
You can take those risks.
Oo. Moliere against Patty. Moliere dealing the most damage against champions. So, tingnan natin. That is UST Teletigers once again taking the victory against PLM Knights. So, we'll see PLM Knights na lamang sa mga susunod nating LCL. Big shoutout sa mga summoners natin, mga players natin at sa team ng Pamantas Luzon, Manila sa Knights, while we continue to cheer for UST Teletigers. This is Game 1 pa lamang po mga kaibigan at mga viewers natin, and we have been your shoutcasters. Ako po, Shinbu with the 149, and with me is Coach Arctic, sponsored by Smart. This is the LOL Collegiate League 2016 Summer Term Conference. We'll be right back for Game 2.